The biggest scam ever perpetuated on the American people led to the largest invasion in U.S. history. I mean, think about it. If Joe Biden was the Joe Biden we knew for 50 years, would he have allowed almost 20 million unvetted, mostly military-aged men to invade our nation? I think Joe Biden is now being scapegoated when the real problem has and always will be the Democrat Party, who will do anything to remain in power, lie, cheat, steal, and in the process, destroy this nation.
We let 21 million people come through our border, totally unchecked, totally unvetted. They came from all over the world. In many cases, they're criminals. They come from prisons. They come from mental institutions. They come from street gangs. They're drug dealers. So don't say that we didn't take them. We're trying to get them out as fast as we can. And we're doing record business on that. And we just won a big case where we're allowed to send back hundreds of criminals to Venezuela. Just won that today in the Supreme Court.
Local courts clearly corrupt, as seen in this shocking video from Milwaukee County. I mean, concrete proof that Judge Hannah Dugan helped a violent criminal illegal alien evade ICE agents. The video revealing that she purposely distracted the agents while the illegal, there he is, slipping through a side door. It would be unbelievable, right? They said that she was being targeted because she's a Democrat, but here we see the evidence with our own eyes. And speaking of activist judges, a district judge in Massachusetts has also blocked the Trump administration's deportation of vicious illegal aliens to the South Sudan after their home countries would not accept them. The judge is now demanding that those violent illegals be returned back to the U.S. Here's Assistant Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin.
It is absolutely absurd for a district judge to try to dictate the foreign policy and national security of the United States of America.
ICE identified the men, all of whom have egregious criminal convictions. We're talking murderers here, sex offenders, rapists of children, and the handicapped. And this is who they're protecting. And the Biden regime aiding and abetting, incentivizing, protecting these men, including this guy, a 24-year-old Venezuelan who Ohio cops say was arrested for pretending to be a 16-year-old high school student. Do you think he's the only illegal alien adult who is pretending to be a kid right now? There's no way to tell. A Biden official admitting that child migrants, they're not vetted because they can't vet them. They don't have the paperwork, so they just let them in, like they did with the killer of Kayla Hamilton. Don't forget about her, or all the others. Strangled to death in 2022 in Maryland. She's just one of many innocents that would be alive today if Joe Biden had been in his right mind. Yeah, that's what I think. Her killer, an MS-13 gang member. ICE revealing what we've long suspected, that the majority of MS-13 gang members came to this country, as you guessed it, unaccompanied minors. So now as President Trump works to right the many wrongs done by Biden's presidency, the arsonists are now trying to put out the fire while making money off of it.
I think the degree to which the team around President Biden was hiding him and sequestering him, mainly starting in the fall of 2023, cannot be overstated. There's a cabinet meeting in October 2023, and then several cabinet members told us for the book they never saw him again in person for months and months and months. He was kept away from them, and cabinet secretaries we spoke to for the book told us it was weird. One of them did have a meeting with Biden in between that last cabinet meeting of 2023 in October and the debate, and described him as being disoriented and out of it. And I think the degree to which he was being hidden from even their own administration cannot be overstated.
Oh, wow. They got some nerve. We've been calling it for how long? Look at the video there, right? They said it was cheap fakes. We called it Basement Biden. How many times did you hear me and almost every single other anchor on this network say, look what's going on with Joe Biden? You could have seen the red flags of Biden's mental decline from space. And the biggest culprit, the biggest co-conspirator in this massive scam was Joe Biden's wife, Dr. Jill, who had the audacity to parade her stage 4 cancer-ridden husband on The View just days ago. And here was his response when he was asked about his mental competency.
You know, think of what we were left with. We were left with a circumstance where we had an insurrection when I started. Not since the Civil War. We had a circumstance where we were in a position that the pandemic, because of the incompetence of the last outfit.
Incompetence, really? You should be the one talking, Joe. I mean, the White House knew Joe Biden could barely dress himself. They either hid him from the medical doctors, right? Or they knew Joe was sick with cancer and dementia and did nothing about it in order to maintain power at all costs. Here's respected Dr. Zeke Emanuel on MSNBC.
This is not speculation. If you have prostate cancer that is spread to the bone, then he's most certainly, you were saying, had it when he was president of the United States.
Oh, yeah. He did not develop it in the last 100, 200 days. He had it while he was president. He probably had it at the start of his presidency in 2021. Yes, that I don't think there's any disagreement about that.
You know, here's what I think. In the Biden administration's sick, twisted minds, right, they were sacrificing Joe for the greater good for this woman. To have a woman of color as president, a.k.a. DEI hire Kamala Harris. The Biden campaign team became so cult-like that not a single person even leaked the fact that Biden, he became so incapacitated that they even had to scrap a multi-million-dollar fake town hall.
This fake town hall was in order to film it so they could make it into campaign commercials. They filmed it in Delaware with supporters. But Joe Biden, at this point, this is the spring of 2024, Joe Biden's town hall, which was closed to press, was so bad that campaign officials determined that it was not usable for a campaign commercial. So they took 90 minutes, 2 hours out of the president's day. They filmed an entire town hall, and they determined that it was not usable.
How dare this Axios reporter, along with Jake Tapper, now write this old tell-all book about how incapacitated Joe was. They should be on the unemployment line, not be lauded for literally trying to rewrite history and act like, oh, we just, guys, we just made a mistake here.
Would you have handled it differently?
Of course. Of course. I mean, on a conversation about aging, what Laura Trump said aged well, and what I said aged poorly, 100%. Now, she obviously saw the non-functioning Biden in a way that I had not really seen at that point. She was right, I was wrong, 100%. Yeah.
Well, as the saying goes, it's too late to apologize. It is too late. I want a congressional hearing. I want everyone from Karine Jean-Pierre to Kamala Harris to Dr. Jill to Joe Biden's doctor, you name it, under oath. What did they know and when? We cannot allow this story to die and allow them to say, oh, Joe, poor Joe, he's been through enough. He's got cancer now. Now is not the time. No, I say we have to do it right away. We have to do it now while Joe is still with us, because I promise you, there are a lot more scams by Democrats we have yet to uncover.